What's going on, guys? Detached here, and welcome back to Destiny. Today I wanted to talk about power leveling and discuss some of the issues you guys might be having with the power level, and I also wanted to talk about duplicate characters in Destiny 2, so let's jump in. First off, I wanted to start with the duplicate characters. So for anyone who has, say, 2 Titans, Warlocks, Hunters, or whatever it is you may have noticed a lot of your powerful gear on those second characters is actually dropping at lower levels than the character's power level that they currently have. So for example, say you've got a 300 Titan as your main, but you've also got a secondary Titan, but a lot of your gear on that secondary Titan, say your powerful engrams, are dropping at a much lower power level, like 280 or whatever it's coming out to be. Bungie has finally come out and made a confirmation about this and how it works. So on the Bungie forums, a user called Odyssey posted about their gear dropping lower than their current power level on a duplicate character. Cosmo has actually replied, and here's what he said. I have spoken with the dev team about this, and they said that secondary characters of the same class don't get the weekly power bonus, and Bungie didn't want to force players to have 3 of the same class to create the optimal way to increase the player's power level. So when they talk about the weekly power bonuses, they're actually talking about powerful engrams. So things like your flashpoints, your crucible, nightfall, and things of that nature are going to drop those powerful engrams once completed. Those engrams will actually drop at lower levels than the duplicate character's power level. And as Cosmo said, this is because Bungie doesn't want people to have multiple characters in order to try and power level. There are going to be a lot of people frustrated about this, as Bungie didn't come out and actually say this up front. So people already have created that multiple character set. Maybe it's a duplicate Titan, whatever it might be, but they've already put the work in to level those characters. But guys, that's pretty much what Bungie has come out to say. That's the latest on why you might be seeing lower power levels drop from gear on those duplicate characters. It's an intentional move by Bungie. Now, does that mean you should delete your duplicate characters? Well, that's entirely up to you guys and what you feel would be best. In terms of getting powerful gear on that second character and leveling, you are probably going to have plenty of issues and your fair share of things to work through, in my opinion, because of this and what Bungie's put in place. Now, I used to run some multiple characters back in the day, but in this instance, I actually have 2 hunters. I wanted to try it out just to see if there was a comparison in what was actually dropping. The lower levels do actually drop on that second character. I am probably going to delete my second hunter. I've been wanting to start my Titan anyways, so this is a perfect chance for it. So moving on from that, there are still a lot of people asking questions about the power level and why gear is dropping lower than their current character level. This is coming from multiple directions, and even within my own clan, we've experienced this problem as well. And what I've experienced from some drops in Destiny 2, it just seems to be a bit buggy, and you randomly get stuff that is very low level for whatever reason, I don't know, but there is some random drops that do drop lower levels than what you currently are, even on your main character. All in all, I would say 95% of the time, this can be explained by one thing, which I still think quite a few people are a bit confused about. So when you look at your character, you have a base power level and an actual power level. The reason this happens is because you can put mods onto pieces of gear that grant you +5 power level to that piece of gear. So an exotic, for an example, it will always drop with a legendary mod which will give you +5 power to that specific piece of gear. So if it's a 300 exotic, for example, it will actually show it's a 305 power level. But the base level of that exotic is actually 300. So right now, I have my hunter and his max power level is 283. But the hunter's base level is actually lower because all my gear has a +5 mod equipped. Now, when you get drops, they don't take into account the mods you have equipped on your character. So if you take reward drops that come from vendor engrams, for example, they are usually going to be 1 light level higher than your lowest base level piece of gear. So this is something to take into account when getting drops and looking to power up. With that being said, items are going to appear a bit lower than your actual power level on your character. But what you are really looking for is whether the base power level, so the power level minus any mods, or the standard power level if the piece doesn't have mods. Then take that, compare that to the other gear you have, and see where you're at. This also works the same with infusion. So sometimes you will see that you can infuse a piece of gear that actually appears to be lower than what you're actually trying to infuse it into. But this is also because of the mod system, so that becomes the base power level, and that's why it is actually higher. So guys, I hope this quick guide and explanation helped you out. I feel there are still many people out there who are confused about this piece of the system. Also, if you are trying to increase your power level, you need to be looking at setting legendary mods on your gear. Legendary mods can be acquired at the gunsmith, and you can trade in 3 blue mods and turn it into legendary mods, which will grant you +5 power, or you can also break down unwanted legendary mods to get mod parts, which you can trade at the gunsmith to get armor pieces or weapon mods. So I just wanted to break things down for you guys on the duplicate characters and the power level questions. If the base and actual power levels is something that was a bit confusing to you, I hope this video has helped with that as well. So guys, if you all have enjoyed this video, a like is very much appreciated. If any of you have tips or questions, please drop them in the comment section below and we'll try to help each other out. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny 2 content going forward. But for now, you guys stay awesome, and I will see you next time.